Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm here today. Number one, I'm going to show you. If you guys have seen my story, you saw that I laminated my brows yesterday, and I think they came out pretty good. I usually do them like once every 3 months. So here we go. They have kept their shape, and I do still fill them in. But this is what we're looking at today. So we're gonna start with the brows. I have a bunch of new products that more from like the drugstore, and by drugstore I mean e.l.f. and NYX. They have been killing it, and I want to show you a few things that I was recently able to get that I absolutely love. So first off, let me start with, I know I said I laminate them, but I still use this brow glue from NYX. This is an oldie but goodie. To lay my brows down. Part of me wants to go and get these really shaped today. Now that they're laminated, like I really need to clean up the bottom. But I'm gonna do that another day perhaps. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's activity. So the way that I usually do this is, if you saw me just a second ago, I always back comb my brows when I use this product, just so I can get it on the underside of the hairs and make sure it actually like sticks to my skin. So that's usually the first thing that I do. This brow that I'm working on is like my unruly brow. It just does what it wants to. It doesn't fall in line like this brow, but we make it work. So now that I have brushed this product through, I am going to go in with my brow brush and again do that, shape them so I know where I want them to like start and I desperately do need a trim. That's the one thing about doing your brows or laminating your brows at home. You have to remember to trim, and I'm always a little nervous about that part. It's funny because I will go in and laminate my own brows, but I need somebody else. So I clean up these little areas underneath here, which we are about to camouflage anyway. So I got my brows looking more like sisters and not twins. And then I'm going to use actually the flat end of this pencil and just press them down just to make sure they like stay there. And also, in a way, it removes like excess product. Just get one of these, always wipe it down, and there you have it. So it comes to no surprise, my favorite brow pencil is this one by Refi. It just has the right amount of pigment. It's smooth without being waxy. It draws like the right hair strokes, so it looks filled in but not like block-like, so that's great. And if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go in. I have to go in really close these days when I do my brows. So let's just do that, okay? I know a lot of people use like that 3-point method, but I think I've been doing my brows so long that I just know like where my arch is, so I don't have to like mark my face. And I am a brows before complexion type of girl most of the time. And so here we go right here. I think I pretty much filled this one in. It doesn't take much. And just look how good that brow looks like before I even brush it out. So before I even brush it out, I always go to my next brow, because this one is more my problem brow, so I hate to get like this one completely done and it looks perfect, this one doesn't, and I'm going back and forth and I can't match them. So I try and make sure I do both of them together, brush them out, and then see where I need to clean up and fix, if that makes sense. So here we're going in. I'm here to tell you right now, if you're like me, or if you're like someone who wears glasses, getting like that double magnification mirror is key. This one's from Mented. I still think that they have it. It's like $5. One of the greatest compact mirrors that I own, so really appreciate it. The thing I like about having my brows laminated is that they lay, like where you brush them, they just lay in that spot, so you don't have any issues. I have pretty like thick and almost like wolfy brows, even though it doesn't seem like I have a lot. I have a decent amount of brows. I have what I like to call like normal brows. Not super thick, definitely not thin, but slightly wolf-like. Okay, so this is about as identical as they're gonna get. I don't ever wanna go in too much because it's always easier to add than to take away. So, that being said, I'm gonna go back in with my spoolie and just brush these out to give them that more natural look. Alright, so here are my brows. They look a little thick. I'm gonna go in and using my concealer. And today we are using, because I have something new from the brand as well. Told you we're going in with e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I use the shade, oh boy. You know, if I put this up on YouTube, I'll list the shade. But this is a great concealer because it's not too, it's more on the neutral side. That's why I actually like it. So it works great for under eye. It works great on for touch-up concealer. And okay, I can't talk right now. I have got to like get this right, and I don't want to mess it up because I'm not actually the best at the concealer underneath brows, but I think today needs it, so that's why I'm doing it. Alright, so I wish I had a fan in this bathroom because it can get pretty hot. Alright, so you see, like everyone else, I do not do like the big thick concealer line. It's just something I feel doesn't work for me. So I'll always do a very like barely there line, which just really truly cleans up that area of the brow. Like areas where there are a little bit more hairs, and I want to cover them up until I get those little hairs removed. All right, why am I sweating? We're good. And just to give you an idea of how much concealer I use, it's that much, and there's still going to be some left on this brush. So, I mean on my hand. So that's what that is. I'm going with this one, and I get right underneath, and I use the edge of my brush so that I get the skinniest line. And also I use a concealer that's not really a highlighting concealer, but mostly it's like, it's a little highlighty. It's like it's a little lighter than my skin. Same undertone. And then we just kind of like bring that down towards the top of the lid so that everything looks seamless. And then it ends up looking like this. And I usually like pat in that area so that you don't see that harsh line, which always makes me so mad when I see it. Hey, if you like it, I love it, but I hate it for me. So that's where we're at with that. All right. So now we got our brows done. Sometimes I go in with like a brow gel to set it, but because my brows are like freshly laminated and I did use the brow glue, I don't really feel the need to use that, so I don't. The next thing I actually go in with is what I like to call one of the world's like most underrated products, and that is the Milk Hydro Grip. This Milk Hydro Grip, they call it a concealer, eyeshadow primer, but it's also meant to be used underneath the eye, which is how I use it most of the time. So I use it here to prevent creasing underneath the eye before going in with my complexion. Okay, and I always do the lids too, because sometimes my lids get a little oily. So I go underneath there with that. And then I use my fingers and kind of like spread and by patting it out. So here we go. In case you're wondering what I'm doing today, I'm actually going to do two things. I've made 2 orders. One was at Nordstrom. It was actually Nordstrom Rack, but I love getting the stuff delivered to the Nordstrom flagship store in New York City. It's one of the places that I usually like to frequent. They always have like great new things that you can browse, whether it be in the beauty section, or for me, it's always the Nike section. But I'm being strong, not getting a pair of sneakers because I already bought myself one as a Christmas gift for myself. But that's for another day. Okay, so now that we have this, we're gonna go in with a primer. And today, because my face is kind of on the dewy side today, I'm gonna go in with this Kat Von D Pore Refining Primer. And that is also because I'm going in with a very hydrating complexion product. So let's go in with this. If you know Kat Von D, I keep saying Kat Von D. If you know KVD, then you already know that, you know, their ethos is basically matte, and more matte. So I like to just brush this right into my pore problem. I wouldn't say pore problem zone, but the areas where my pores are larger. And it also helps to like mattify that area because I am going in with a very hydrating product. It's brand new from e.l.f. and it is their hydrating formula of another complexion product that they had that I actually did like, but I did end up decluttering when I moved because too much stuff. Okay, so now I have all of this on my skin. It's in there. And if you notice, I'm only putting it at like the high points of my face, mostly the center, because I usually have a more oily T-zone. And it hasn't really been all that oily lately, but because, you know, that is the area where I would get oil, I actually just put it there. The rest of my skin tends to be a little bit more on the normal side. So we love that. Okay. But here we are. We have us all in. And normally if I was going out for the day, not even gonna lie, I would like put some like lightly dust pressed powder all over my face to increase the longevity of the complexion product I am using. But today, because I want to use this and see it in its truest sense, like its truest self, we're just gonna go in from primer and go straight in with the product. But before I do that, there is another product that is new to the market from drugstore. Love this. When I say love this, this is amazing, and the price point makes it like 100. It's great. I don't care if you use high end, which I usually use, and I've tried a lot of this different type of product, and this has been really good. This is the NYX Pro Fix Sticks. Now this right here is the corrector, but they also have concealers. So I did pick up my shade in the concealer in the shade that I would normally use from NYX, which is Cappuccino. So I can use this on my face, but I can also use this underneath my eye, and I'll show you how. But the Pro Fix Corrector is a stick. It's so easy to use. I can just show you right here, and it really does correct that under eye area. It's not dry. This is the creamiest thing that I've ever used. It lasts, and it doesn't really like cake up or crease underneath the eye. So let me just show you how I use it. I usually go in with it where I have my darkness, which is right in here. I also go a little bit above, just to like fill in this spot right here, because that is usually if you get like this area, that will take away all your darkness. And it looks like pretty intense right now. Like that's orange. How is this gonna work out? But I'm going to show you how it does. I use this on my under eye, although I do believe you could use this anywhere you have darkness, hyperpigmentation. This looks really crazy right now. But I use it just like that. And then I go in, let me just make sure I had more than one of these. I will go in with this brush. They don't make this brush for anymore. This was the Pro Full Coverage Precision. And this brush, I love it. I've had it for years. It's lasted for years. Now, if you notice, I'm just using tapping motions all around that area. And immediately brightened. You still see a little bit of that orange, but it will work well once I put concealer in that area. All right, even here, you can see how dark that is. A couple of taps. Boom, 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 boom. In that area. And I always say it's good to get this area too, so that it looks more seamless. We love that. This is definitely going to be uploaded probably on YouTube. I know I keep saying that. I'm really going to just throw it up there. And if you guys are watching, I will put a link to it in Instagram so that you can watch the full video, and I'll put a clip. That's what I'll do. I'll put a clip there. So you see how that just took away all of that darkness that was underneath? And I want to let you guys know, the darkness, everybody has that a little. So it does really do it. And there are multiple color correctors depending on your complexion. So for me, I use I want to say there's one deeper than this. I use apricot. There's one that's more red. So if you have a deeper, more neutral skin tone, that one would work for you. And there's one before it, which is more peach. So if you fall into that medium to medium tan, I would use the peach. But I like the apricot. I could use the peach, but I feel like the apricot is the one that will work the best for me. So see how that is? It just like brightened that whole area. It went on looking orange, blended it out, and all of a sudden it like disappears, but it's there. It is covering. I love that. Okay, so when I have it like this, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually go in with what I want to call the star product today, and that is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. Now, remember before they did have a CC cream, but it was more of a matte finish. I told you I had it. I decluttered it. When this came out, I actually picked up the same shade. I believe I picked up the same shade. This is shade 530W. And you just need like a couple of pumps of this. Once this comes out, these are big pumps, okay? Pump and a half at best, and I probably won't even be using that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm a big fan of dotting complexion products in your face. I like to focus it mostly in the center of my face like this. All right, so we're gonna start out with that. We still have like about half of that product left over. I have this new brush from the Sephora set that I did get. Really like it. And if you guys know me, I am not a swiper complexion product application person. I am definitely a brush girl. I just think that they work better. A nice, flat, tightly packed brush. This is nice. You see, it's still giving that sheen that I like, but it is definitely covering. I would say this is, as the girlies say, a medium coverage product. And you notice I didn't put any on my forehead, mostly because I usually just take whatever the excess is here and bring that up to my forehead, which actually has like the best skin on my face. So there we go. This was nice. I don't think I even need any more. I could have used like 3/4 pump, but let's just see how this one builds. I don't even know where to put it. It looks good. Maybe I would bring it down a little towards my neck, even though I do like contour in that area, which we're doing the full thing today. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I do it. Okay, we're either putting all the makeup or none of the makeup, and today we're putting all the makeup. This is nice. I do like it because if you look closely, like the skin still has a shine. It doesn't look cakey. It just looks like healthy, and that's what I really like about it. This definitely does match the. Actually, you know what? It's doing a great job at matching. I think the light hitting is kind of giving it a bit of a reflection, but otherwise, it's nice. Now, I tried to stay away from the under eye where I just put in the color corrector. And if you guys didn't notice, I did have some like brown spots, very fading like spots on my face that I did not use concealer for, and this covered it right up. It looks very seamless, but I can still see the skin. A skin still looks like it's breathing, so we love that for us. Okay, so now that I have that, and I'm using, I tried to find as much as I could from the camo line. So the next thing I'm going to use again, I'm going to go back to the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I know most people liked like the regular matte concealer, but I was always a hydrating person. Like hydrating was the way for me. I was happy when this came out. So again, basically in those same areas where I put the color corrector and here at the end to just lift it up, I will add a concealer. All right. Well, I like to get right underneath the eye. Like right underneath there, and then doop, right here. What I'm going to do is just get that area, and that's just really to brighten that whole area up. And then this is what I'm going to do. Before I blend it out, I'm going to take my little fan, my little trusty fan here, and we're going to let this kind of like set, low-key dry on the face before going in with my concealer brush, tapping this in, setting, you know the drill. So here we go. I may cut this part out, but I probably won't because I'm lazy. So you'll just have to watch it. Maybe I'll speed it up. I don't know. In any case, this also does help to like with the dry down of the complexion on my face. I really like the way this looks. It's nice. Okay. So we're going to dry that down for a few seconds, and then let me find the brush I use with my concealer in the meantime. I could use that one, but I don't want to use that one because I have a brush specifically for this concealer. Yes, here it is. I was just to let you know, the brush I'll be using, another one that Sephora, it used to be from the Sephora Pro collection. It's their slanted buffing detail. Really like this one. It's larger than the one that I used for the color corrector. But it's kind of the same thing. It's slanted. It's very, very densely packed. So keep that coverage, which is what we want here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this off now. Right now. Okay. And I'm going to start to blend this out. Again, one thing I do is that I always use tapping motions. If you're a makeup girl, you already know what this is. Like this is how we roll. All right. I get right into. Actually, let me find my mirror because I need to get right into, like, in it. What did I do with the mirror? Oh, wow. I just had it, and now I can't find it. All right, we have a bigger mirror here, but I wish I had, like, the other one because I could really see that. Is there plastic on this? There's plastic on this. Let me take this off. I just tap, 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 tap. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, I may need a fan in my bathroom because it is hot as F out here. All right, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Notice I'm just like tapping it in that section and it instantly is brightening up that area. All right. So now, and in this area, blend. Take your time, people. Take your time when you got that under eye concealer, because the way you blend, if you set it and it's not blended correctly, it's about to be a hot mess. So blend. Blend away. Okay, that looks great. Immediately after blending, go in and set. My favorite under eye setting powder is this very pricey one from Pat McGrath, but it never lets me down. I use the yellow color, and it'll last for a while, but as you can see, oh my God, there's something in my eye. Great. Okay, coming back, as you can see, it's very yellow, but it's so finely milled. And as I'm talking to you right now, you're like, okay, you know, you're about to go in with that. I always double make sure. This mirror is a joke though. Like what are you seeing in there? Maybe well, actually, you can see an eye, but even before I go with that, if it's a few seconds, I make sure I'm patting to make sure, because we're trying to minimize that creasing. I go in with this flat brush. Another one, the Sephora Pro. This was great. This apparently was a foundation brush, but I can't see myself using it like a foundation brush. First of all, it's not that packed. It's a little fluffy, and it's angled, but it's perfect for going right underneath the eye. So, what I usually do is I make sure that I have all the bristles covered, and then I just go in. I need a larger mirror with this so I can see what I'm doing. And looking up like this, I make sure I get right underneath the eye. I know my face looks crazy. I get it. But this is amazing. One thing I will say about this powder, it is very soft, so it could shatter easily. Be very careful with her. She's a delicate, dainty. She's very delicate. So, and it's probably also because it's so finely milled that it literally is the most blurring under eye powder I've ever used. So, again, I was talking these expressions, your face is moving. I need this to be as seamless as possible. So let's get in there, and everywhere you put that concealer, you want to set it. So you see how just flattering that looks underneath the eye? I love it. I really do. So I get on that area where I put the concealer up in here, right? And underneath, I make sure. The other place that I use it, I do not just use this under eye, even though that's what it's for. I actually use it in all of my high points. So with that being said, I'm gonna tap a little on the brush again, and I'm gonna get like right here, in between my forehead, where it gets shiny. I turn the brush down to get the center of my nose, the top on my lip, and right here on the chin. It's called balance. It like balances everything out when you do that. After that, I am going to now go in with a bit of cream contour. courtesy of my LYS Beauty. This is the bronze and contour stick I'm using in Strength. I also have it in Worthy, but Worthy is like when you want a strong contour. So what I like to do is I use this lip bar brush. It's dual-ended, so it's great for me to use a little for my contour, and this side I actually use for my nose. And this is supposed to be a foundation concealer brush, but for me, it's a face and nose contour brush. So I always take just a little on here, tap it out because you can see it's very pigmented. And then, is this Strength? Yeah, this is Strength. All right, and then I just add a little to those areas. I don't do heavy contouring. I just like to bring like some dimension back into the face. So you'll see just like pats that in here in that C shape, right in that temple area. Take a little bit more, put it on the back of my hand, make sure it's stamped in. And then again, here in that C area. I also like to take it on the jawline, so we can disguise some of that double chin that I have. We get in there. Now this is the part I always tell people, I always connect it here so it looks like the number 3. Always connect it. This is a cream product, so really, I always say really, really blend and blend and blend. And when you think that you've blended enough, just keep blending. I don't like a harsh contour, even though I do think I just went overboard in this area, but nothing that my foundation brush can't clean up. So we're gonna do that here and do that there. Okay. Okay, excuse me guys, I think my nose is running. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, we're back. Then for the nose, this is where it gets tricky. I always tell people I like to pick up whatever I had left on my hand here. Maybe dab it onto the stick, but definitely bring it. And then very carefully, I don't know if you guys are gonna see this, but very carefully bringing it all the way up to the brow, I will add just a little bit of shadow. Like such a little bit of shadow that you won't see or notice it. And that's how I like to contour my nose. Like very, like I don't want you to know that that's what I did. All right, and then when I have it like that, I will definitely go and then just start to blend out. And this is the reason why I love this brush, because it like fits right into that area. Brings it up, brings it down, brings it around. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2. I can't believe I've already been filming for over 30 minutes. I can't wait to talk to this. So this looks great. We love that. The next thing I'm gonna do, since we're still on the cream, is I'm going to bring out yet another new product, again from e.l.f. This is their new Camo Blush. I'm going with this lighter pink because my outfit today, this is not it. I am wearing a more like cool tone outfit, so I figured a more cool tone pink would look nice. So what I'm gonna do is, this is very pigmented. It kind of reminds me of the Juvia's Place liquid blushes, except those are usually matte. And what I have here is, I like to use a fluffy brush with this. So this looks a little like, you know, like this might be a little scary. So I like to get it all over the brush, like this. And then I'm just gonna start, it says it has high pigment. I don't see that much, which is great. I like to build up my pigment. I'm not a let's go in there and put this directly on the face. I made that mistake before and I don't want to do it again. So I'd like to tap it on the brush, you know, the quintessential beauty guru thing. And then I actually just start real high on the cheek, kind of to give like that cold flush look, and blend it out. This is a very, very, very fluffy brush. It's angled, so that's great. And I bring it all the way up to the temples. This is nice. I like it because it's like it has pigment, but it's really buildable, and this is looking pretty nice on my deeper complexion. So it is brown girl friendly. We like that. Okay, so I am gonna run a little across my nose so I can have that, what they call them, like that cold girl look. I probably went a little overboard here. Let's blend this one out, but I bring it all the way up to the temples and right underneath the eye. And from far, it's just very cool looking. All right, so now that we have this blush on, we're gonna go in now and set the entire face. So everywhere that I didn't set, which is mostly around the perimeter over here and the top of my forehead, we're gonna go in and set it. And we're gonna use my favorite pressed powder setting, my favorite pressed setting powder. It's from Kosas. It's the Cloud Set. The girls who know, if you know, you know. I've been using a lot of this. This was a domed powder, and it's clearly flattened. So, like everything else, I love to pounce in the powder. Maybe pounce and swirl. I get really in there, and I just like to press the powder on my face. I don't like to swirl so much because sometimes you can disrupt the other products. I stay away, however, from where I put that blush because I want my cheeks to have like that, see that like almost like dewy effect. So I go there, I go underneath this area, up where I put some of that contour, and that's it right here. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I've been using the mirror from this palette for quite some time. I'm going to do two things. So the first thing I'm going to do is a trick for the girlies who get creasing underneath the eyes. I told you that powder is very, very fine. But another thing I've noticed, in case you guys didn't know, this palette by Danessa Myricks, the Groundwork Defining Neutrals, this is the everything fit. You can use this anywhere on your face. The way that I'm going to use it though is, if you see here, it's like two pans of the same color, or one of them is a cream formulation, the other one's a powder formulation. So what I like to do is mix the two colors that are closest to my skin tone. In this case, it's Desert and Mirage. And Mirage. And lightly dust it underneath my eye. It will camouflage any creasing that may happen later on during the day. So I love that about this. Oh. Here we go. And that's that. So you see, if I'm standing here, it looks very seamless. I love it. Great. That being said, I still have to like build up like my eye because right now it looks very, very naked. So I'll still go back into this palette. And because I am doing something a little cool tone today, we're going to go in with Sculpted, which is this one here. It's more of like a cool brown. So let's do that. We're going to do Sculpted using the same brush. That's who I am. I'm just going to go up in the crease and put that in there to essentially sculpt the eye. And I'm using the powder size. So it's always the smaller one is the powder, I believe. Yes. Okay. So I just gotta go in there, get that, and put that in that crease area. And there's no like rhyme or reason. I just usually just circles, wiping motions, circles, wiping motions, and then I kind of like bring it out on the end because I kind of want that that slightly daytime smoke type of feel. So here we go. Here we go. So we have that. It just gives the eye dimension a little bit. And then on the center of the lid, just so everything doesn't look so bleak and dark, I am actually, is this the cream? I think this is the cream. I'm actually going to use the cream, and the color I'm using here is Core, which is actually more warm tone. It's this one right here. And I'm just going to put that kind of in the center, right there on both eyes, just to kind of lighten that up. So that it doesn't look too gray in that area. Okay, that's it. That being said, after we do that, we're gonna go in with a mascara. I told you guys about this before. It is the, also, I'm telling you, e.l.f. is killing it. This is the e.l.f. Lash Extend. I've got to find my other mirror because I was like using it here. I didn't take it anywhere. I didn't put it anywhere, but looks like I just can't find it. So there it is. All right, so we're gonna use this. I love this mascara. It really does extend your lashes. Oh, great, found my eyelash curler because I like to curl the lashes. So I want you to pay attention to this eye right here. I'm just gonna curl my lashes. Like so. And actually, before I do that, before I forget, because this always happens to me, let me set my face with some setting spray. As per usual, we're going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I always pick up like a ton of these during the Sephora VIB sale. They usually have like a 2-pack for like $30. It's amazing. I love it. So here we are. I'm going to spray my face down to make sure that none of this moves. Use my trusty fan. And I tell you that this setting spray really set the bar for setting spray. Like, we all loved Urban Decay, but Charlotte T, she really did something with this setting spray. It, like, no matter what finish of complexion you're using, it just like sets it there, does have it not move. It won't crease, it won't break down. It definitely extends the life. The transfer on this is so minimal. It came out during like peak pandemic time when people were wearing masks and people were wearing full faces underneath it. I don't know where they were going, but you know, it was the beginning of the pandemic. We weren't ready to let go of these things at that time, but it just holds everything together, and we love that. Okay, so now this is pretty much all set. Great. My nose still feels like it's running. All right. Okay, beautiful. And also, if you don't have one of these, get you one of these little like fans. They're so cute. I use them in the summer for being like outside when I'm trying to cool down, but they also are really great when it comes to like using it to dry your setting spray. And I am in love with my cheeks. e.l.f, you have done it. This makes me feel youthful. I like this. I like this a lot. All right, going back to lashes. I'm gonna go back and I'm going to curl them. Okay. And I have, I think I actually put on my TikTok, which, to be honest, guys, I don't know what I'm doing over there. I really don't. But this mascara for $7, this is doing some things. Look, there are lashes there, but you can barely see them. Watch this. Let me just coat every last one of these lashes, and then I'm going to show you. This is definitely a lengthening mascara, so it'll give you some volume, but it's really lengthening. Okay. I don't even have to turn to the side, you can see them. Okay. I'm going to go in with a second coat because that's who I am. $7. Come on. Kidding me? Are you even serious right now? Okay, so that's 2 coats on that side. We're gonna go over to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm always like conflicted as to how to curl my lashes when I go over to the other side. So I feel like I have to switch hands. My left hand is not that steady though. And let me stop talking before I pinch my eyelid. And we're just going to... Okay. That lash is curled. You're going to go in same way and layer this on. So this is so good. I love this mascara. I don't think there's a drugstore mascara that in my 2 decades plus working with makeup that I've actually been like, this is the one, this is the one. This is the one. It extends every lash. It's buildable. Doesn't really clump like that. I'm actually going in with a 3rd coat on this side because these lashes on this eye are shorter than my other eye, so they need a little bit more work. But it doesn't make it clumpy or spidery. It works, man. It just works. Like, all right, let me add this to my bottom lash. Just a little bit there. I don't like to put a lot on my bottom lash. Because then it can get a little raccoony. But that's about, oh, hold on, let me go. All right. So there you have it. This is it. I'm not sure if this lighting situation is working, but I love it. I love the way that my skin looks. Everything looks seamless. It looks healthy. There's a glow. My brows look great. My eyelashes look great. This blush is giving youthfulness. The complexion is giving hydrated in there. The color correcting worked. Everything worked today. So hopefully, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the first time that I'm actually doing a video this long. It is 50 minutes on the dot right now. So let me hurry up, do what I have to do, get myself together before the day gets away from me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Got all the way to the end. I forgot one thing, and now I find my mirror. I want to talk about these e.l.f. lip oils, which I have spoken about on my socials. I love this. But also, NYX Cosmetics, I'm telling you, killing it. They've also just recently released their Lying Loud lip liner. So I am going to use this lip liner, which is a deep brown, and use the lip oil, and I believe it's called Honey Talks. I want to say it's called Honey Talks. I think so. If not, I will link it. And I just want a really new kind of cool tone lip, so I'm using this darker. It's not really that warm, so it's kind of neutral brown. This is my first time using it, by the way. Super creamy. And not a creamy like this is gonna bleed way, like just creamy. All right, let's fill in other sides. Oh, this is nice. I think this is one you have to sharpen, I think. Oh no, this is the one that you can twist up and down. I love it. This is, I don't have to sharpen this. This twist up and down, love that. Okay. All right. So we have this on. And now, just in the center, or actually all over the lip, we're gonna use just this lip oil on top. And it's nice. I love it. I use this lip oil so much, and it's so nice, and I think it's like $8. Again, e.l.f. NYX are vying to become the leaders in drugstore makeup, and they're winning. They're winning. They know what their best things are, and they're doing it. Okay, so now I'm really ready. I'm gonna hurry up, get the rest of this hair together, put on a hat or something, get dressed so I could go and like get my life. All right, bye.